everybody, how's it going? Um, Today, I don't really know. I want to talk about just maybe I'll just call it the process, or my process, because I was talking to some students in one of my other classes on Tuesday, and we got into this conversation about how much people sorry, I'm like kind of sitting in a public area, but not really. It's not really public. I'm like near this bridge, so if you hear people, you know. Anyways, we were talking about this process that a lot of people subscribe to, just about, going and getting to the destination, like just focusing on the goal. Like maybe you're in college, you're doing a major, and your goal is to get a certain job that falls under that major, or it could be anything really, anything where you're just focusing on that one thing that you want to achieve. And I don't know, I shared something very different, and people found it interesting, so I want to share it with you now. And it's that I feel like for me, in my life, but just any goal that I set out for myself has ultimately led to another. So I came to realize that I'm not really I don't find value necessarily in the goal, but the process of getting there. And what that means is if I'm focusing on trying to get something, but along the way, I'm open and aware and paying attention to my people, to my community around me, those interactions, even though they may be small, over time, may influence like a greater shift or a change in what you value and what your goals are. And that idea of just being one with the process rather than tunnel visioning on that one little goal, I shouldn't say little, but just that one goal that you have is pretty, it's a pretty crazy shift, because I always thought I needed to have that sort of like one goal thing. But the thing is, I don't. I realized, and more importantly, I'm okay with that now. And if anybody's watching this, and I mean, they are, I'd almost say any age, but I mean, particularly if you're like in your teens, 20s, I don't know, maybe even 30s, like I can't speak for you, but this is just, I believe, in my opinion, this is just a time of going through the process of not knowing what the goal is and trying to be okay with that, because that's not easy. It's not easy to just be like, oh, I'm just gonna go try things. I'm just gonna go, like today I was walking back from my theater class, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to share something today, and I just took a right turn off of this path. It just felt right. I had a goal of like, I'm gonna go get some lunch, but then I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm always going to this thing. Why don't I just come down here and make a video? And that's just my process. Like, my entire 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, I am doing processing. Like, I am doing the work. What is that work, you may ask? It can't really be like, there's like no name I can really put on it, because like I love writing poetry, and I've been writing for the last year. No, a year and a half now, actually. Yeah. And when I write poetry, I'm just writing about what I feel then. So it's almost like I'm taking a written snapshot of what's happening in that moment. But those are like how I see goals, or how I see projects that I complete. They're a snapshot of where I am now, or maybe where my thoughts are at. Sometimes they're not here in the present. Sometimes maybe they're thinking about what happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe a week ago, maybe even an hour. But that's what being okay with just being on the process of getting to somewhere, and not putting a stake or firm stake in what your goal is, because I really think that all human beings and all living creatures, anything with a soul and just the living flame of spirit, has infinite possibilities, way more than what we realize. And sitting with that, and I mean, it makes me squirm to even think about that, like just how much potential I have. And I mean, I think all of you have the same, if not more, potential. Like, we really, the only thing that limits us is our imagination, truly. Like, if you can only imagine so far, then that's how far you can go. But if you can break out of that, if you can really look around, like, I'm not going to move the camera because this took me like 4 minutes to set up, which I guess isn't that long, but my little camera contraction is pretty it's pretty janky, but there's just all this beautiful nature around me. I mean, I know I'm looking around sometimes, but it's just to really take in, like, even though right now, I guess you could say my goal is to talk to you, I still want to look around, because there's just all of this nature and just wonderfulness about the world. And yeah, it's just the process of just trying to be and inviting that in and allowing that to happen. I cannot understate not only how liberating that is, but just how much freedom and opportunity there is in the world. Because this world, if you like, if any of you guys look at the news, which I do sometimes, like, we see a lot of change happening, a lot of retroactive sort of laws and thinking, and I think that now more than ever, trying to be a part of this process and to try and liberate yourself a little bit, even if it's just a little bit. I'm not saying to be completely removed from the world, like, we need to be knowing what's going on, but just having some moments in your day where you can just step away from your goal for a second, be a part of the process. I don't know, like, maybe for you, like, that could be literally anything. Like, maybe just doing art, like getting into that state of flow. Maybe it's programming, maybe it's going on a walk or a hike, or maybe it's sitting still and meditating or closing your eyes. Like, whatever it is for you, it's important to tap into that, process. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this ramble. And yeah, have a wonderful day. And since the video is basically over, I can at least show you just what I've been looking at, because it really is just, here's that bridge. Somebody's right there, yeah. But it really is just such a nice day. And yeah, have a good one, y'all.